Hey, Matcha fam! Or maybe you're just Matcha curious. Either way, welcome to the very first episode of What is Matcha? I'm Macy, your Matcha guide for today, and in this episode, we're getting to the root of what Matcha actually is. No fancy fluff, just the good green stuff. Here's the deal. Matcha's popping up everywhere. Lattes, smoothies, skincare, you name it. But what even is it? And why is it worth all the hype? Stick with me for the next few minutes, and you'll be ready to impress at your next coffee shop hang. So grab your favorite mug, get comfy, and let's dive into the world of matcha. So, where did this green magic powder even come from? Japan! Matcha has some serious roots here, going back hundreds of years, like we're talking samurais and Zen monks sipping on this stuff during tea ceremonies. How cool is that? Matcha was actually a big part of Japanese culture and mindfulness practices. The monks believed it helped them focus during meditation. And hey, who doesn't want to channel that inner peace with a nice cup of matcha? But fast forward to now, and matcha's totally gone global. You'll find it in cafes, bakeries, beauty products, pretty much everywhere. But despite all the hype, matcha still carries that traditional spirit, connecting us to something bigger with every sip. Alright, now that we know where it came from, let's get into what matcha actually is and why it's different from the green tea you're used to. Spoiler, it's all about that special process. So what even is matcha? Let's break it down! Matcha actually comes from the same plant as regular green tea. This little superstar right here, Camellia sinensis. But here's the twist. While regular green tea is just steeped in water, matcha takes it to the next level. With matcha, we're actually drinking the whole leaf, ground up into this super fine powder. So you're getting way more of those awesome nutrients. And that's why matcha has such a bright color. It's all that chlorophyll and those super concentrated nutrients. Fun fact, matcha has way more antioxidants than regular green tea. It's like green tea on turbo mode. So, whenever you sip matcha, you're actually getting all the health goodies from the entire leaf. It's pretty much a nutrient powerhouse packed into a cup. Next up, we're talking about how matcha is actually made. Spoiler, it involves a bit of farming magic. Let's keep going. Time for a little behind-the-scenes action. Making matcha isn't as simple as growing regular tea leaves. There's actually a pretty unique process that makes matcha the bright green, nutrient-packed powder we all know and love. First up, the shade. Farmers cover the tea plants for a few weeks before harvest, blocking out sunlight to boost chlorophyll production. Yup, it's like these plants are on plant vacation, getting all that green goodness soaking in the shade. Then, only the youngest, freshest leaves get hand-picked for matcha. Talk about VIP treatment. These leaves are then steamed to lock in that vibrant color and freshness. And finally, here's where the magic happens. The leaves are dried and ground into an ultra-fine powder using stone mills. This slow, careful grinding gives us that silky, smooth matcha powder. Fun fact, it can take an hour just to produce 1 ounce of matcha. Patience, right? So let's talk types of matcha. You might have seen words like ceremonial and culinary thrown around. But what do they actually mean? Let's break it down. First up, ceremonial grade. This is your premium, top-shelf matcha, the kind you'd want to drink straight up. It's made from the youngest leaves, which gives it that smooth, slightly sweet taste and bright green color. Think of it as your matcha for sipping, not mixing. And then we've got culinary grade. This one's a little more versatile and budget-friendly, perfect for mixing into lattes, smoothies, and all your favorite recipes. It's made from slightly older leaves, so it has a bolder, slightly more bitter flavor that stands up well in drinks and dishes. So, here's the deal. If you're looking for that classic matcha experience, go ceremonial. If you're ready to experiment in the kitchen, go culinary. Either way, you're getting all those matcha benefits. Alright, now that we've covered the types, it's time to talk benefits. Spoiler alert, Matcha is pretty much a superfood powerhouse. Let's dive in. First up, antioxidants. Matcha is loaded with these bad boys, especially something called EGCG. Antioxidants help fight off free radicals in our body, keeping our skin glowing and helping protect our cells. Think of them like your body's personal defense squad. Then there's L-theanine, which I like to call the calm energy compound. It's this natural amino acid that works with the caffeine in matcha to give you smooth, focused energy. No jitters. So instead of a coffee buzz, you're getting chill focus. Kind of like having Zen mode on in real life. And if you're looking for a metabolism boost, matcha's got you covered. Studies show it can help kick up your calorie burn a bit, especially if you're getting active. Plus, the energy from matcha is longer lasting, so you stay powered up without the coffee crash. Last but not least, matcha may also support heart health and brain function. It's kind of like getting a little wellness boost with each sip. Pretty impressive, right? So next time someone asks, why matcha? You've got a whole list of reasons. Okay, now let's talk about something super important, the taste. Because, let's be real, it's not everyone's thing right away. But I've got some tips to make it super enjoyable. Alright, let's talk taste. So, what does matcha actually taste like? If you're new to it, here's the vibe. Matcha has a rich, earthy flavor with a hint of sweetness and a touch of umami. Some people say it's a little grassy, but in a good way. Think of it as a fresh green taste that's super unique. But don't worry, if you're not instantly in love, you're not alone. Matcha's one of those flavors that can grow on you. And I've got some ways to make it totally delish right from the start. One of the easiest ways to enjoy matcha? The classic matcha latte. Just add some milk, a little sweetener if you like, and boom, you've got yourself a creamy, dreamy drink. Plus, it's super customizable. Almond milk, oat milk, honey, vanilla. You do you. Feeling adventurous? Try a matcha smoothie for a green superfood boost, or even matcha ice cream for a cool twist. And if you're baking, matcha's got that pop of color and flavor that makes treats like cookies and cakes totally insta-worthy. So whether you like it straight up, in a latte, or blended into a smoothie, there are so many ways to make matcha work for your taste. Pro tip, start light if you're new, and add more as you get used to the flavor. Alright, Matcha fam, let's wrap things up with a fun fact, or, well, more of a myth buster. Here's a question I get a lot. Does matcha actually expire? The short answer? Yes. But it's not that simple. Matcha doesn't go bad like, say, milk or bread. But over time, it can lose its flavor and that gorgeous green color if it's not stored right. To keep your matcha fresh and tasty, you'll want to store it in a cool, dark place. And make sure it's in an airtight container. No one wants stale matcha. Generally, if you're not using it regularly, aim to finish it within about 3 to 6 months after opening. So if your matcha's been sitting in the back of the cupboard for a year, maybe give it a sniff before brewing. Fresh matcha should smell grassy and vibrant, like you're taking a whiff of nature itself. And that's your myth busted. Fresh matcha is the best matcha, so keep it cozy in a cool spot and you're good to go. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you had fun learning all about matcha today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite way to enjoy matcha. And stay tuned for episode 2, where we'll dive into even more matcha goodness. Bye, guys!